Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and okay, I just finished these 3 rooms and a set of stairs. Yeah, this is a Triexta, I think. About 5 years old, although it was actually 6 years old. But this house was a show home for the first year, and then they've got a couple living here with a little doggy. The carpet overall certainly had looked very clean. I didn't find a single, I found one stain on it, and that was it. But yeah, it's certainly brightened up because it's got that dull film. But anyway, I'm going to post vacuum it. I'm using the Hoover Hushtone, and we'll talk about that now as I go in here over to the vacuum. This is actually a brand new one. I just bought it, picked it up yesterday. I used it for the first time yesterday. And I didn't buy a new one because my other one was broken exactly, but the hose had split a couple of times, and the brush roll was almost worn out. So I thought, I'm just going to buy a new one. A couple of years vacuuming for a few hours, probably about, I would say I probably vacuum an average of 3 hours a day, maybe longer. I'm not sure. I've never actually calculated it out, but every job I do, I pre-vacuum and post-vacuum in almost every case. So that's a few hours of use every day, and you multiply that by, well, 2 years. That's how long I had my 13-inch Hushtone, which this is the same size. Yeah, I have the other one I have, which is the 15-inch. I had bought it new 5 years ago, and I still have it. It still runs fine, except it needed a new hose, and I think the brush roll was worn out again. Actually wore out the brush roll on that one. I'd replaced it once, and I think it's worn out again. Just the bristles, that is. I've never had any significant breakage on my Hushtones, I wouldn't say. The other one, the handle cracked up here, and I just epoxied it, and it was fine. I think that thing down there, part of it broke off, but that was nothing. Is that all? I think it is. Yeah, I think so. I know some people say that these break. I haven't had that issue at all, but I'm pretty careful with my vacuums. I think one of the things people say, they break this thing, the release, but that would be probably caused by, well, just being a little bit careless. When you're using it, you gotta press that lever down like that, and then laying the handle back rather than push it down and pull it back at the same time. It's easier to sort of be a little bit sloppy with that, and then it is plastic. You can break these things. They're almost all our vacuums now are plastic, except for the Kirby, I guess. But so why did I was using the SETT there for a while. Why did I go back to this? Because it's better. It pretty much sums it up. I'm certain this thing has more power. This is on the low setting right now, actually, which is how I usually post vacuum. I think on the low power it's still even got at least as much, perhaps even more power than the SETT. I can't say that for definite, but I'm certain that on the higher power it definitely does. And one of the things I noticed is when I was using the SETT, I was like, I went for days and days and days and never filled the bag. And I used it for a few weeks there, and it seemed the bag was hardly filling at all. Whereas this thing, I'm filling the bag every few days, at least. It really works well. Now my SETT was the automatic height adjustment, and that was a problem. I found on certain carpets, because it automatically adjusts the height of the brush or the head according to the resistance of the brush roll, that sometimes it just simply was digging down into the or latching down onto the carpet with the suction, and it making it really hard in some cases. On certain carpets it made it really hard to move the vacuum. Now there's a mechanical height adjustment model available, which maybe would have been a better choice. I wondered that after I bought the thing. I was thinking maybe I shouldn't have bought this one, but because I'm vacuuming all kinds of different carpets all the time. So anyway, this is a mechanical adjustment. There it is right there. And so I can adjust it and fine tune it to have it be effective at vacuuming the carpet with the brush roll properly contacting it. But if it starts to sort of latch down on the carpet, I can raise it up a little bit so it doesn't make it a bear to move on the carpet. Yeah. So that's kind of why I decided that CMO is just not the right choice for me. I think this is a better vacuum for this purpose, because what we need when we're doing this work all day, every day, you need something that is going to be versatile, well, reasonably priced. And this is reasonably priced for me in Canada. This vacuum cost me, it was like I think it was $508 and $10 or something like that. And then there's taxes and whatever. I think it ended up being like $560 or something like that with taxes and everything else. So whereas the SEBO, the model I have, is $1,300 in Canada. You can get the one with the mechanical adjustment, and it's like I think it's $800 or $900, I think. So that's yeah, we pay a lot more money for everything here in Canada. Yeah. Anyway, don't get me going on that. So yeah, so that was pretty much the reason behind my thinking about the SEBO. Yes, it's a very good vacuum. I don't think it's a practical option for this type of work, because we need something that has the power and is simple, is reasonably priced, well made, quality wise. Yeah. So I think this is the best choice. That's my opinion. So this will be my third Hushtone. And if I have to replace it every couple of years, no big deal. I think that's very, very reasonable, considering how much work I do with them over that couple of years or whatever. One more room to go. I was just thinking, I remember when I first began 30 years ago, I remember there were times when I literally did pull moisture up and into the bag. I'd have a wet bag at times. It took me a little bit to really get the hang of applying the right amount of moisture to clean the carpet without over-wetting the carpet. But yeah, now it's just instinctual, I guess. I mean, this carpet is slightly damp. I can feel moisture on it. But if I've shown before where I've cleaned a carpet and then I go over and vacuum it, and then I put a piece of paper towel or whatever down on the carpet and I step on it, and there's literally, even though it does feel slightly damp, there's not enough moisture there for it to even wet the paper towel. fact, hang on a minute, we'll do that in a sec. We'll see how this was the last room I did, and then I went and cleaned the steps, and they went pretty quick. So let's do a little test. Well, okay. So this is obviously very absorbent, toilet paper and all, so we'll put this down here. I'll step on it. $10. Well, even though it feels damp, there's literally not enough moisture there to wet the toilet paper. And that's, my friends, is how you do it. And the carpet is cleaned up wonderful as usual. Now sometimes I will get it a little bit wetter than normal, but again, that's where you respond to each carpet according to the conditions that you're dealing with. But the answer isn't really to get the carpet all that wetter. When I do my pre-spraying, for example, if I have to do that, and I do that occasionally, I don't soak the carpet. It's not about soaking the carpet, because remember, the key to this cleaning with the SETT method is the agitation, not saturating with water. Because as soon as you start saturating with water, you lose control of the soil. If you dissolve the soil with enough moisture, you will wash it down into the carpet. That is not what you want. And that is the key to how to do this correctly. And by the way, we've got another major manufacturer and supplier that just announced they're going out of business. That'll be Bane Clean. You know, there's been others. Was it John Don? And in my town, we've got a supplier of carpet cleaning equipment and chemicals and everything, and they pulled out. There is writing on the wall, guys, for those using truck mounts. I mean, they can't even get the truck mount serviced here in town now. So, you know, you gotta recognize what's happening here in this industry. The SETT method, in my opinion, is the future. At least it's the way you can still make money because of the incredible low overhead, etc. You can make a few $100s in a day, and you can still make a living at this. Okay, I'm gonna let you go. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.